afternoon, every lover of EBO Media. We are live again. We are coming at this moment to give you another edition of our program, Ed Talk. On this program, it is not allowed to watch alone. It is not allowed to view the program alone. Special thanks to the CEO of this organization, Mr. Bright Adilego. Special thanks to my studio engineer, Omotunde. And to my today cameraman, is not a cameraman, a camera woman this time around, Akinsoba Oladuni. Thank you for supporting Onitemi on the program this afternoon. On this special edition of this program, someone is feeling somehow right now. Do not watch alone. Do not watch alone. Watching alone is not allowed. In case you just joining us right now, this is EBO Media, Ever Bright Ujefo Media, situated here at Fesojayi Avenue, opposite Glorified Nursery and Primary School, Ile Oluji. I'm feeling myself this afternoon because what I want to discuss about, I know much about it. Someone said, are you a medical doctor? Are you an health worker? Are you a nurse? Neither of all that I mentioned I have as a profession, but I want to say what I want to discuss about, I know much about it. So tell someone to tell someone, tell someone to tell somebody that is EBO Media again. We are live again this time to discuss Health Talk. Special thanks to all fans joining me right now. Special thanks to all listeners joining me right now. Special thanks to all viewers watching EBO Media right now. Thanks to you. You can follow us on EBO Media on Facebook, on TikTok, EBO.media, on Instagram, EBO.media, on YouTube, EBO_media_22. It's going to be brief. It's going to be short. It's going to be, But what matters most is that join us on this program. Join us right now to enjoy or to gain, to listen, to get educated from the program we have for you at the moment. What are we discussing about? The top point on this show this afternoon is titled, is what we called all that I mentioned is just a tautology in English language. Alright, so what are we discussing this afternoon? We are discussing forgiveness. We are discussing forgiveness. Someone is asking me, how is forgiveness related to health? I will let you know. Forgiveness is the top point this afternoon. What is today's date? What is the time? What is today's day? First person to answer that question on this show will get him or herself a recharge card. question again. What's today's date? What's today's day? And what time are we right now? To do justice to what I asked here, so I will just go through the two packages, the two platforms that we have here at EBO Media, so I won't be sentimental. Special thanks to those that are just joining EBO Media right now. We are rooting for you and you are so dear to us here. Don't forget the lot of promises that have come out yesterday, and I want to say to you, we are talk and do. Everyone will have their incentives. Alright, let's just quickly go to the point. I think I have a comment here. Wow, a comment is coming in here. Response to my question coming from Oladuni Akisoba. Oh. Alright, let me stick to the big elbow here right now, so I will be there to do the needful. So what are we doing today? We are doing forgiveness. Zimama, welcome to the show. Special thanks to you, the brand ambassador for Mr. Bright at Delegon, Ever Bright Groups of Companies. So we talk forgiveness, we do forgiveness today on the program. So what do we have to say? Who can define forgiveness? What is forgiveness to you? How do you rate forgiveness in your daily activities? Is forgiveness actually related to it? Let me say this to you, that if you have ever let anger or resentment become a stronghold in your life, it will be difficult for you to move on. What is forgiveness? What is forgiveness to you? How do that sound in your head? Someone say there is no love without forgiveness, and there is no forgiveness without love. I think that will suit Radio Mechanic, our love mechanic here at EBO Media. You need to take that note so that you can use it when you come on your program. Forgiveness means different meaning, has different meaning to different people. When it comes to forgiveness in general, it involves an intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger. I come again. When it comes to forgiveness, it could be general. It could mean different things to different people. What you take as forgiveness could be different from what I do take for forgiveness. But I want to say to you, this general quote comes in here that it involves an intentional decision. Intentional, like you know what you are doing. You are 100% in control of what you are doing. It takes intentional decision to let go of resentment. What is resentment and anger? Let me take this again, coming that forgiveness is a psychological sense. Forgiveness is a psychological sense. is the intentional and voluntary process by which one who may have felt intentionally wrong, victimized, harmed, or hurt goes through a process in feeling change. Today, many are sick in the hospital. Many have blood pressure. Many feel this bitterness because they feel so entwined with anger. They feel so connected with anger. They feel so perplexed. They feel so in bond with anger and with unforgiveness, because they feel in a situation they have been cheated, they have been harmed, they form vulnerable, or they are victim of some situation, and in view of that they hate that particular person responsible for the situation they find themselves. So in view of this, when you feel anger, when you feel resentment, there is no how you feel happy always. Forgiveness is psychological in nature. It's a state in where is emotional. You know, anything that deals with psychology is emotional. And when you are dealing with emotional stress, when you deal with something that situation that are negative, that you are getting a negative energy from, there is no how your mind can be in good state. There's no way your thinking can be in good state. There's no way you yourself will reason in a very good way. And when there's a deviation in the way you are supposed to react, there's a deviation in the way you are supposed to think, there's a deviation in the way you are supposed to respond to situation, you feel bitterness. And when bitterness comes in, there is this tendency for you to have a high blood pressure. Do away with unforgiveness. Do away with unforgiveness. The only thing you gain from unforgiveness is bitterness. Bitterness brings about issues, X challenges. Your thinking, psychologically, you will be stressed. Come to think of it, when situation comes across you, trend on situation carefully. Do not run to conclusion. Do not run into conclusion. Do not assume things. Do not assume. Allow your intentions to be clear. Allow your thinkings to be positive. Allow the way you see things to be right. When you see things in the right way, when you give reasons, when you give excuse for situation, you don't jump into conclusion. You don't assume this is what is happening. You don't do your 1 + 1 together and you just jump into conclusion. All this could not be real, except you affirm, you confirm the situation before passing your judgment. And I'm saying this to you that we are on EBO Media right now. We are at Fesojayi Avenue, opposite Gloryfield Nursery and Primary School, Ile-Oluji. And I want to say to you, what are we discussing about? We are discussing about forgiveness. Let me give you some quotes about forgiveness today, so we know what we are dealing with. We know what we are supposed to do. Always, forgiveness, let me say this, is a powerful expression of the love within our soul. That is coming from Anthony Douglas. For your heart to be in good state, aside having a good meal, aside having a good diet, aside having a good environment to live in, forgiveness is essential. Forgiveness is important because it deals with your psychological emotion. It deals with you psychologically, your psychological environment, your reasonings, your thinking, and the likes like that are involved when it comes to forgiveness. not shy away from the truth, because forgiveness is a strange thing. It's a strange thing. It can sometimes be easier to forgive our enemies than to forgive our friends. Wow. When you trust someone excessively and you believe this person is a good person around you, anytime that person deviates from the belief you have towards him or her, you feel so disappointed, you feel so cheated. Then you get into resentment or anger. When anger comes in, it comes not alone. It comes with bitterness, it comes with guilt, it comes with fixing blames, it comes with problems, it comes with medical health challenge. Good evening once again to all lovers and listeners of EBO Media. This is EBO Media. We are on Earth Talk right now. Let me say again that forgiveness is above all a personal choice. Forgiveness is above your personal choice. You make forgiveness, you do forgiveness in order to let go of some things naturally. Even Bible recorded that you should forgive your enemies, you should forgive your friends, you should forgive those that trespassed against you. In order for God, our Creator, to forgive you as well. So when you are holding back on a situation, let me tell you the effect of forgiveness on your health. Of forgiveness on your health. Number one, forgiveness can lessen anxiety and depression. Am I right, Tony? Let me come again that forgiveness can lessen anxiety and depression. How can forgiveness do that? When you have something, a grudge against someone, or you have a complaint against someone, every time you think about that person, you feel so bad, you feel so depressed, you feel so hot, you feel horrible about something. Some even have issues with managing their anger. Some people have issues managing temperaments. They can do and undo when they are hungry. But when you forgive, I want to say to you, it lessens your depression, it lessens your anxiety. Health benefits about forgiveness. Number two, it helps to manage stress. We can call forgiveness stress management. If I'm correct with that, just let me know. Stress reduction, stress management. Let me say this: when you forgiveness ease stress, because we no longer recycle thoughts, both consciously and subconsciously, that causes psycho. Should I call it psycho now? That cause is psycho stress. I want to say to you that another version of this edition of this program will be brought to you next week by God's grace, because we can exhaust everything we have here on forgiveness. I I said stress forgiveness help to reduce stress, to manage stress. Some say, how come? When you recycle a particular thought around your mind every time that you have a situation that is so disturbing, and you keep pounding on it, there's this psychological stress. The way you think, you could develop an headache immediately from that situation. But I want to say, when you let go, when you forgive those that have hurt you, when you let go of situation around you, it helps you to get lesser depression in your heart and anxiety. When the level of your depression and anxiety is reduced, there is tendency for your heart to work well, to beat in a normal rate. And that will take me to the top point I want to give here before we wind the program, that when you forgive, it helps to lower your heart rate. The way it beats, the way your heart rate beats, it gets reduced. We are all human. We have right to respond to stimuli, we have right to respond to our environment, we have right to respond to situation around us. But when you respond to it positively, in a very good way, I want to say to you, your heart functions well. I want to say this last point is coming under anxiety. A lot of people are holding themselves responsible for the situation they find themselves, and the way they think, they hold themselves so critically bad that, wow, I've caused this for myself. Regrets, depression, holding back tends to set in, and all this affects our daily health. I have a lot of comments. Let me just rush through my comment before I round the program off. This is coming from Oladunia Kinsobazi. Forgiveness and resettlement associated with it is called medicine and literature. The psychologist. Oh, that is my dictionary coming on board this afternoon. Thank you so much, Oladunia Kinsuba, for joining us on the program. You do well. Zimama Alalubarika. What can I do without having you on the program? Salute to you, Omotunde, for that beautiful job you are doing out there. Kudos to you. Let me read the code that I have here. It says, when you forgive, it helps the heart to function well. Nevertheless, forgiveness really matters a lot. More today. Thanks, bro. You do well. My time is fast spent on the program. This is Ed Talk, in case you're just joining us today, from your boy Ayodele. The word of advice is coming from Oladunia Kinsobayo's head. Let's practice forgiveness, because it heals and makes one look younger. Wow! You see, sometimes you see someone very young, of middle 30, middle 20s, you see them growing so fast, older than their age. Is all because they have a lot of anxiety, a lot of issues within them, bothering them. You see them frowning. Someone that's supposed to be filled with life, someone that's supposed to be joyous, to be happy, you see them frowning. What happened? Is because they are holding back a lot of things. Practice forgiveness today and you feel better twice. Thank you very much, Oladunia. That is coming from one of our radio diva here at EBO Media. Zimama Day. Thank you very much for joining us on the program all the way from Abeokuta. You do well. What can I say? How shall I go? How shall I leave the program without reading this comment coming from Shiliade Adeshekwayo Dele? Said right on, Mr. Onitimi. You do well. Back to back things. Kudos to you, mother to Adeife. Your energy is positive with us here at EBO Media always. We want to be drawing the curtain of the program right now. We need to go. Next week, Monday, is going to be another edition of the program. Stay tuned with us always and let us do what we know how to do best to spice the day and to educate you. This program, if you say it's so educative, just give us your comments, give us a thumbs up, follow us and share our programs all the way, every time, every day. Special thanks to my producer today. The station manager is being produced by someone today on the program. So unique and so different. To my Omotunde 2-in-1 officer today is a double agent, double all the way. Kudos to you. He is doing the production work and as well he is doing the studio engineer. And to our unique camera woman today behind the scene, who am I talking about? That is Akinsoba Oladunni. See her magic finger on the pad. Every listeners and every fans out there, great to you. We appreciate you for joining us on the program. Don't forget to still stay tuned with our next program coming forth in a short while. Your Luminary. And special thanks to our studio engineer, to our cameraman, to our CEO, Mr. Bright Adelegon. God bless you. Off we go today. I remain Ayodele Olushola Onitimi. Bye for now.